All right, we are going to talk tonight about some coronavirus-proof side hustle ideas. We know that there are a lot of you right now who are either out of jobs, lost hours, you run a business and you're getting clobbered, uh, and a lot of side hustle ideas like just don't make sense right now because it's a crazy world we're living in.
Yeah.
It's just like whatever.
Yeah, like I actually had to take a lift yesterday and the Lyft driver was like, it's just dead. Told me it's just dead, which I
Yeah.
feel like we've talked about that one a lot
Yeah.
in the past.
So it's just a whole different world. But we're going to talk about a few different ideas of things that you can actually still do in our coronavirus world that we live in. And so, not all of them are going to be a fit for you, but maybe one of them will be a fit. And maybe none of them will be a fit, but maybe they'll give you some ideas and get you thinking. And that's our prayer for you tonight as we're kind of going through this. So we're doing this on Instagram. We're doing this on YouTube at the same time. We're trying 2 at 1, and we're going to see how this goes. So hit us up with any questions if you have any as we go, and you can ask questions off topic too, and we'll try to hit them as we go. So first on the list, this you might have already heard about this, but this is really crazy. Amazon is hiring 100,000 people, 100,000 employees right now, and the pay is $17 an hour or more.
Which is not bad.
Which
Not
is
bad at all.
pretty crazy because it says you can start as soon as 7 days, no resume or previous work experience required, and you can be paid $17 an hour or more. 3 main sections that they have that they're focusing on is a warehouse. So this is, I think, just whatever, putting things in boxes and whatever. So if you have a warehouse nearby, there's probably a whole bunch of options there. Also shoppers, because we've used the Whole Foods kind of delivery thing, and so they have their own in-store shoppers who will go around and then do grocery shopping, and then somebody else delivers it. And then they also have delivery drivers, and some of these are using the Amazon trucks, and then I believe some of these are using your own vehicle to deliver packages as well. So there's a few different options here of things that that you can do, but it's just insane to think about 100,000 positions are available here. So.
But that's amazing because if you've ordered anything off Amazon, is that Amazon right there texting you?
Maybe.
If you've ordered anything off Amazon, like their shipping it's pretty delayed right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm sure they're hurting for stuff because nobody wants to leave the house. So
yeah. So they're crushing it. We're Amazon shareholders, and I'm sure it's good for the stock. But yeah, it's just crazy times right now for them. So that's definitely something to consider. Yeah. All right, next one is let me pull this up right here. So this is a company called Live Ops. So I'll have the links to any of these. We'll put them down in the description or something like that, or you guys can just send us a DM and we will try to get you any links if you're curious about any of these. Anyway, it's a website called Live Ops, and basically this is like an online call center. So it's like you can work at a call center and answer phones for different companies, but not be at locations. You can do it from
can be in your
house. Yeah. So the
Brilliant.
requirements are pretty simple. You need to have a quiet place where you can work. You need to not have 3 kids running around you. And I am blessed to have this separate office.
Right.
And then I think you just basically need to know how to use a computer. Like pretty simple stuff. I don't know what the pay is on this, but the gist is it's a pretty flexible thing, and I understand that there are a good amount of opportunities here as well, because a lot of companies who have moved their employees out, who have laid off employees, like this is something that's not going because people are still calling, asking questions. And, most big companies have some form of call center like this that they're using. So this is another thing that you could consider as well. And
the girl on the website looks so happy answering calls. So I'm sure you'll love it.
There you go. Number 3 on the list is a website called Take Lessons. And this one is pretty cool. They have, if you have any kind of skill, you can go on this website and you can teach it to people.
Like
so
bow staff skills?
Bow staff skills. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to hire you for that, but any kind of musical instrument. I think coding, computer skills, like Microsoft Office, any foreign languages.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think. CAD software, like academic tutoring. So if you're good at math and you want to teach 5th graders math or something like that, So
I'm sure there'd be a lot of moms who would be happy for you to teach their kids math at this point, right?
Yeah, like singing. There's singing lessons on here. And so anything that you have a skill on, chemistry, reading, sewing, chess, drawing, Photoshop, like just all kinds of stuff listed on here. So anything that you might have some sort of skill in that you're like, I'm actually really good at this. Maybe you got your degree in it, but you're not using it for your job. Like you might have forgotten about it, but that's a skill that you can take on this site. Sign up, create a profile, and they're going to help market you to get you out in front of people. Now, it's obviously going to depend on how in demand this skill is that you have or what you're teaching. Man, these 8 o'clock sessions just get those yawns out.
Oh man.
But anyway, this is something to consider as well if you have any sort of skill that you could put on here.
There's a question up there. Is take lessons the same thing as Skillshare?
I'm not sure. I know I've been on the Skillshare website, but I forgot. I'm assuming it's a similar type idea. I think there's a lot of these places like this. And it's kind of the strategy with this is you could go to one that maybe isn't as big and you might be able to. So for example, if you're teaching guitar lessons on one of these sites that doesn't have as many active users, that could be good or bad. It's bad because there's not as many users, but it could be good because there's not as many people teaching guitar. Whereas if you go to one where there's 100 other guitar teachers, it might be harder for you to stand out. So it might be worth trying multiples and just see what one works and which one is getting traction for you. But either way, a decent way to kind of make some flexible income while you're sitting at home.
Great.
All right, number 4, and we kind of hinted on this a little bit with the Whole Foods delivery thing, but Instacart right now, delivering groceries, and not everybody's going to feel comfortable doing this, and I completely understand that. But, this is just something that is really needed right now. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people who can't get their groceries.
Right.
And the Instacart, I was reading this article about Instacart drivers and grocery workers are just kind of like the new heroes in this crisis that we have,
right?
Because like we're depending on them for food to get our food, and I mean, I'm still going to the grocery store, but there are, people who are at that at-risk age in their 70s and 80s, like probably shouldn't be going to the grocery store. And in these Instacart people,
my friend just had a baby. She ain't going to the grocery store,
Yeah. And so, so I think it's kind of cool that you kind of get to step into the role of being a hero as well as, making money, delivering groceries, which obviously is pretty simple. But anyway, that's just another thing to consider with this as well. Mm-hmm. All right, number 5, and this is not, I wouldn't call this a side hustle. It could turn into a side hustle, but is selling junk around your house. And
we're all at home. Let's clean everything out.
Yeah, like this is the time to do it. And we have we've done a few different tutorials on eBay. I've been an active eBay user for a long, long time, and it's gotten so much easier. It used to be really complicated and confusing and years ago, and now it's just like stupid simple, just really, really simple. And before you dismiss this, we took a month. I took 1 month, and I challenged myself, like, if I run around the house and get everything I possibly get to sell it, I'm going to do this for 1 month and see how much I can actually make. I made $2,100 in 1 month selling the junk from around our house. This is stuff I wasn't using anymore, stuff we didn't need. And, it was probably 30, 40 different things I sold, and it netted us $2,100 in a single month. So I'm not going to go into all the detail in that now, but what we are going to do is we might save this. So this is another thing. We're going to start doing, for the month of April, we are going to do our level best to do a live every single night at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And so each night we're going to talk about some sort of money tip, financial tip, help you save money, help you earn a little money, help you manage it smarter, wiser, whatever. So come back every night at 8 o'clock for this month. We're gonna do our best to stick with this every single day. And one of the nights, I think within the next couple nights, we're going to talk specifically about this, and I'll go through the exact process that I used to kind of sell this out and what sites I used and which ones work best and how to know what's going to sell and all that stuff. I'll get into all that. But this is something that you should definitely be considering at this point, because what else are you going to do?
Most people think that they don't have anything to sell.
So, yeah, that's a great point.
But I have heard a lot of people telling me lately, they're like, I'm a minimalist, but not by choice.
Okay.
Because they're like, I mean, that's like their kind and cute way of saying I don't have a ton of money to like buy a whole bunch of junk to have in my house.
I get it.
But
So, okay, here's the stat, and I need to find the article that shows this, but the average American household has, I believe it's either $5,000 or $7,000 worth of stuff that can be sold on eBay. That's the average American household. So, don't know where you fall on that. Maybe you're on the shorter side of that, but you have stuff to sell. You just might not know what it is.
I'm so sorry.
And she's about to fall asleep. What if you just fell asleep? I'll give you $5 if you legit fall asleep while we're doing this. All right. So next thing. What?
In my defense, I got in a car accident yesterday. My body is spent.
Linda got in a car accident yesterday.
I'm fine. Everyone's fine, but I'm definitely a little sore today.
Thank you, Jesus. All right. So the other thing is it might be time for you to start a business. If you have been thinking about starting a business, this just might be the time to do it. And a lot of people are like, well, we're in really rough economic times. We might be heading into a recession. This is not the time to start a business. And it's just not true. There are so many fantastic businesses birthed in recessions. Like I've seen a few different memes circling around Instagram that show like all these fantastic companies that have started in recessions. And there are always opportunities, and a lot of them present themselves in the midst of really when things start changing and shifting, like opportunities are created.
Yeah.
And so if you have...
things are very different now than they were 3 weeks ago.
Absolutely. It's a completely different world, and people's needs and desires like have just shifted so much, and that presents opportunity. So if you have a skill... If you've, if you have a job, like the guy who's driving for Lyft for you was an IT guy who's struggling to find a job, and so he's doing that. But if you have IT skills, like you could find some way to freelance that. You can go to Upwork.com, and if you go to Upwork.com, just start going there and like looking around at all the different things that people are hiring for. It's insane, like what you can do as a freelancer online. So if you haven't considered doing that, that's something to consider. If you make stuff, if you craft stuff, if you love collecting vintage items from thrift stores, you can sell that stuff on Etsy, and now is the time to start trying the stuff out. If you're stuck at home anyway and you can't watch the baseball game and you can't leave the house, it's like do something to start moving forward and at least attempt. It's like even if you fail and it goes nowhere, you're going to learn something, and there's not much to lose. Like what else are you going to lose? So anyway, that's my encouragement for you today. Like whatever it is, just start taking steps towards that. If you need some extra cash, don't just lay around waiting for the government to send us a check. Like a lot of us are going to get checks, and that's great, but that's not going to solve the problem.
Right.
And the reality is we might be in this for a while, and this might be a long road out of this thing. And so the sooner you get started, the better. The sooner you start moving forward towards something, the better. All right?
Yep.
What else do you want to add?
I have nothing more to add.
So we went to Warren Buffett's annual meeting, Berkshire Hathaway thing. When was this? 5 years ago?
Longer than that. It was before
really?
Kids.
Oh, wow. So it was like
kids.
7 years ago,
maybe
which
8,
was really fun. We've been Berkshire Hathaway shareholders for a long time. And anyway, his partner, Charlie Munger, they're both like now like, what, 85, 90 years old, like super old guys. And Charlie Munger, his partner, his business partner. So, yeah,
Warren Buffett would sit there and talk and give his big, full, long answer. And then he'd go, Charlie? And Charlie would say, I have nothing more to add.
Like every single time. Like
every
he's
time.
just a man of no words. But but they're both very wise.
But also, like Warren Buffett did a great job, like answering the questions that were there. Yeah. So he didn't really need to add anything. So
yeah. All right.
So in other words, you're doing a great job. You're Warren Buffett in this scenario.
Great. Love it. All right. Let's see if we can hit up some questions before we go real quick. If anybody has any. All right. You look at Instagram. I'll look here.
Okay. It's gonna get awkward. I gotta scooch in. I'll get this big mic in the way too. Ugh.
Wait. Hi guys. Are they going to make wearing mask?
I'm making this work.
Okay. Hi guys. Are they going to make wearing mask mandatory when we go out? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I wish I did know. Okay. Late to the party. Can we rewatch at the beginning? Yes, you should be able to.
How do I flip this camera? Somebody tell me.
Somebody tell her how to flip the camera on Instagram. Instacart
I
stole
knew.
from my debit card. Okay, well, I'm sorry to
there
hear
it
that. I don't think that's their policy, but
Oh my gosh.
um,
Guys on Instagram. I'm so sorry. Are you guys cracking up at my skills?
okay. This one said, I tried one of the website user testing gigs. It's great. $10 for 20 minutes of work, but the competition is incredible. Have about 2 seconds to get the gig or someone else already gets it. Yeah, so we did a review about this website called User Testing, which allows you to test websites. So you can just search for this on YouTube, search SeedTime and User Testing. You should be able to get it. And we have a review of it. But yeah, it's $10 for a 20-minute test. And you're just kind of looking at a website and going through. I don't think this is something, based on the comments I've seen on this video, I don't think you're going to be able to like turn this into super huge income or anything, but might be a way to make a few bucks while you're sitting here. Somebody's asking when we're going to go live, 9 p.m. Eastern every night. That is a goal, and hold us to it. Okay. Were there any questions there, or were we just here?
No, there were no questions. I did all that.
Do you know?
Actually, there is one question at the end.
All right. Do you know of any data entry positions? I know that there are a couple of data entry places, like TaskRabbit is one place, and the reason I'm like a little bit leery on this is because you are. I don't know how to say this, but you're competing with the lowest level, the people who are willing to work for like the lowest possible amount. So, so there are data entry positions there that might be $2 or $3 an hour. Now, I'm sure there are some that are higher than that, but there's a lot of competition there for very, very low pay. Just passing that along. Okay. All right. And then what's the question over here?
Says, I have a 19-year-old daughter who needs a better paying job while not going to college full time. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like I feel like I get a lot of questions like this, and I'm hesitant to say anything because I don't know. Like I don't know your daughter at all. I don't know what she likes. I don't know her giftings. I don't know any of that. You know. I like presenting a handful of ideas like we did tonight because it's like you can, most of them aren't going to fit for you, but maybe one of them will fit for your daughter.
Or it'll spark an idea.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's kind of like a brainstorming thing. That's the goal of it because there's no way I can tell you what to do. I mean, because I don't know what you like. I don't know what your pay range is. Any of these things. So,
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that'll generate some ideas and yeah, we can kind of go from there. But
okay.
Anyway.
Another question. What are good investing books or articles to learn about investing?
Great. So I'm trying to think. Like, go to our website. If you go to seedtime.com, go to the top, and it's under like the Make Money section. We have Beginner's Guide to Get Started Investing. So it's a simple article. Just point you to a couple different things. That'll get you in the ballpark with some of the things we recommend and going down that path. As far as books, I tend to be a little bit more of a long-term, I definitely am, a longer-term investor. I'm looking for good companies that are going to last. I'm not into the day trading stuff. I'm not into the trading cryptocurrency, arbitrage stuff, like any of that. Like, until you really, really know what you're doing, and even still, like it very much leans in the direction of gambling versus buying a very good, solid company that is going to be around for decades and decades. That, in my book, is a lot closer to investing. And so I much prefer that approach. So all that said, one of the books that I still like a lot, and a lot of the principles are still relevant, even though it's very old, is a book by Peter Lynch called One Up on Wall Street. Warren Buffett hasn't written any books himself, at least last I've heard, but he has, actually, let me show you this book real quick. Look at this incredibly super boring book here. So it's called The Essays of Warren Buffett. And so basically every single year, Warren Buffett in his letter to his shareholders writes an essay, and they are really good. Really, he writes it to, I believe, his sister. I think that's the audience that he's writing for. His sister who's not, I don't know what to describe her as, but he writes it to his sister. It's very easy to understand. It's very everyday language. And they're just absolutely invaluable pieces of wisdom on learning how to invest and how to think like a really smart businessman. And so those are all free. You can go get them on the website, but this is one book that has them all rolled up into it. And so it's just nice and convenient that it's all here. So this is fantastic. But yeah, I think those are possibly good starting points. There's another book. Where did that book go?
Where did that book go?
Anyway, I don't know where the book went, but there's another book that I can link up that I think is a really good basic one as well.
Do you know what it's called?
I don't remember what it's called.
Oh.
That's why I'm looking for it.
Do you know what color it is?
I thought I did, but I'm not seeing it. So
Okay.
maybe I have the wrong color.
Darn.
Anyway.
Okay, there's a couple questions I think on YouTube.
All right. Do you recommend starting a blog to get income? I think starting a blog to earn money is, that's what I've done the last 12 years. I think it's fantastic. I'm so thankful that I've been able to do that. And there are more bloggers making full-time income now than ever. Like, it just continues to grow and expand. And I think it's easier than it's ever been. Now, there are tons of people doing it. But the problem with this question a lot of times is that people want to start a blog and be making a full-time living next month. And that's
the problem.
Pretty rare and pretty unlikely. And so you have to view it like it's starting a business. And you have to think of it in terms of entrepreneurship and
well, and I remember when you started the blog, you said, I'm not exchanging hours for dollars anymore. So especially in the beginning, you're putting in a whole lot of time and not seeing
you're
really
exchanging hours for nothing.
Yeah. You're getting nothing.
So you do that for a long time, and then it trades to the point where if you do it, you can build it in a way that's passive, or at least aspects of it are passive, which is really nice. And that was one of the things that we loved, that, we take a month-long sabbatical every single year, and many of those months we've actually earned just as much when I wasn't working for the entire month as we did when I was, because there's some passive components of it by getting recurring streams of traffic and stuff like that. And so that's absolutely amazing, absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. So point is, yes, I think it's still a great idea. I think it's a great opportunity. And we have a free course on how to get started over on our website. So go to seedtime.com/U, and it'll take you to our university. We have a free course there.
Y-O-U or the letter U?
Letter U.
Okay.
And so, you can do that and you can get started. But you just have to know that it's the long game. It's not something that, in the next 2 months you're going to be making a full-time income. But anyway. All right. Have you tried UHAR customer service? No, I'm not familiar with that. But if you are, maybe that's something to check out. Are the stimulus checks being mailed?